We have lots of family histories that people have done on their families. We have census index books that you can find where your people lived at that time period. Scads of books on every state.
Are you guys running out of room here?
We have been out of room a long time, but just keep packing it in.
The Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society is devoted to preserving, maintaining, and updating local history. Located on West 16th Street in Ada, the Maddie Logsdon Memorial Library is indeed packed full of valuable information. If you're curious about this area's history, or you want to trace your own, this is the place to start.
This is Maddie Logsdon, and our library was named for her. She was one of the original people who started this Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society. And many of these books here and microfilm were donated by Maddie.
You can research all of our material, and we do ask for a 50-cent donation from members. That's how we pay our utility bills. And a $2 donation from non-members to research, to use the material. And that's just part of our means of survival.
Members of the Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society take turns staffing the well-organized library, which is open to the public Monday through Wednesday afternoons. They assist patrons who are looking for pieces to a human puzzle, whether it's a birth, marriage, or death record, an old photograph, a census entry, or a line scribbled in a family history book.
The first census was taken in 1790, of course after the Revolutionary War, and George Washington ordered it to be done. And these are our census books. We have from like Alabama to Virginia.
And now why do we talked about that a second ago. Now why do we have census books from other states?
Well, almost everyone that comes in to do research didn't start here. Our ancestors came from somewhere else. Many of them came from North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, many years ago. So we start with ourselves and work backward. But you have to eventually go back and find them in like 1790, and that's why we have books from all different states, because we're not just Oklahomans here.
Tell us about how this society got started.
Okay, from what I've read and what I've been told, it was a group of faculty wives, and I think there were 7 of them, but I'm really not sure on that. They decided they wanted to do a project back in 1967 that had nothing to do with East Central.
You have to know a little bit of background first, of course, to kind of know where they might have been and around what year they might have been. But possibly you could find. We don't say that you could always find something, but if you know a little bit when you start, you can't imagine what all you can find in these books. They're wonderful.
Pontotoc County and Oklahoma State materials are in this area of the library. We have the births, deaths, and then books on each county. Pontotoc County materials are listed here, and then we're alphabetically by county. Some of them will be history, some will be cemetery records.
This is Ruby Crisp, and she comes down here tracing her family, and she has lots of good stuff over there in her bag, I noticed, and she's has some books here on Middle Tennessee Crossroads that she's going to look up some things in. And we love Ruby. She comes almost every Wednesday.
I hope so.
And she lives out near here.
Yeah, I live out East Road.
In Roth, the Roth area. So, thank you. We're glad you were here today.
Not only does the Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society help with library searches, it also puts its collective knowledge of the area to use by publishing books for sale to the public and semi-annual newsletters for society members.
We have published 2 history books on Pontotoc County.
You did the marriage books with the
Yeah,
group.
we have early marriages, earliest 1895.
She went
Is
through
that
the
right?
old records and then put them together, and we have them in a publication to sell. And that helps bring in some money, too.
This is our publication that we do twice a year. And inside you will find lots of different information on mostly Pontotoc County.
The rise of internet-based genealogy has made an impact on the Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society. While the group maintains a website that offers some online resources, the best materials can still be handled with human hands.
Now, you can do an awful lot on the internet, but you don't always know how accurate that information is on the internet. But that has cost us some members, because they can sit home on the computer, look it up, and they're satisfied. So they don't come down here. Personally, I'd rather look at a book, because in a book they usually tell you where they found the information, and sometimes there's copies of the document, or they will reference where you can send for a real legal copy of that document. And that's important when you're doing genealogy. We would love to have one of those reader printers for the microfilms, but we don't have that kind of money. So they have to just write it out by hand if they find a record they want. Someday maybe somebody will leave us $1 million and then we can buy a new building and all kinds of equipment.
Regardless of the technology involved, the members of the Pontotoc County Historical and Genealogical Society love what they do. It's like trying to solve a mystery of human origin, one person at a time.
Why do you guys do this?
It's addictive. It's a sanity saver.
That's what it is. It's
it really
fun.
is.
Kind of gets in the blood. You find something, you want 2 more things to go with it.
And I figure some of those ancestors can't hide forever. And if I don't find them while I'm here, I'll run them down afterwards. One place or the other.